So do you think it's because rental real estate or just real estate in general, people just feel like they have like a good enough understanding to really just jump into it without, considering too much? With you being an investment banker at one point, I'm sure you kind of looked at a lot of scenarios and so forth that people put several hours in and maybe have spent several thousands of dollars to see if a idea within their business was going to work. Talk a little bit more about that counseling that you provide so that people kind of feel like this maybe isn't the best deal or situation I should partake in.
Yeah. So I think it's really important. I think what happens is people make a lot of assumptions. You hear Airbnb can feel like the next like get rich quick type of thing. And you can absolutely do really well with Airbnb. However, not every single property is a great Airbnb investment. First, we need to look at a few things. Number one, what are the rules and regulations
Mm,
in your area?
that's changed a lot.
Yes, it has changed a lot. And, most of Denver Metro um, has a restriction for primary residence, which means the home needs to be your primary residence in order to rent it out as a short-term rental. So, in Denver, in lots of Denver Metro, you're just not able to have a full house property that's rented out 100% of the time through
Mhm.
Airbnb. Now, there are exceptions to that. Arvada, Wheat Ridge, parts in Douglas County are much more lenient with that. Also, I think you and I had talked about it before. The mountains are a whole different ballgame, and there's increasing regulations there. So regulations are kind of the first thing that we like to look at. And then I like to look at market fundamentals. What's the demand in that area? How many people are traveling there? What's the seasonality to it? And the thing about short-term rental is that it changes very, very quickly. So, if you're familiar with the space, you might hear a lot about market saturation. Once someone finds out you could make money in an area, a ton of other hosts come in. It increases the supply and therefore reduces the amount of money that each property can earn.
Mhm.